many scenarios. So this is just one of the examples. Yeah. We could. Yeah, come in please.
So is this like city 3D model or just like taking pictures like Google Walk or something?
No, we actually have to go out to take a very high resolution pictures, videos, actually very sophisticated sound system behind the screen. And that enable us actually to simulate. So this is not a still picture. So when we do experiment, we put a treadmill here. As soon as I start to walk, the scenario actually will change, and it depends on how fast I walk. The video will move faster or slow to simulate really sort of like experience of me crossing the street. And many things we can do here, because what we call multisensory means the hearing, the vision, the cognitive capacity, the mobility. So one thing we know that when we're getting older, your vision is getting worse. So your risk of falling is higher. But you may not know that when we're getting older, our hearing is also getting worse. And the hearing actually is closely related to the risk of falls. So how we know that? We actually can do experiment here to show that. One way, we are standing, currently I'm standing on this force plate, which is measure how center of my gravity actually moves. And one way to test the balance is with what we call the close eye test. So when you close your eye and I say stand as still as possible, you normally think you are very still. But if you stand on this force plate, and the force plate actually going to show no matter how good your balance is, your center of gravity is always doing this. And the worse of your balance, the wider or the crazier the track of your center of gravity moves. So first of all, we have people come here. We test their balance by using the close eye experiment. Then we can use our very sophisticated sound system to test their hearing. And then we do our walking test. And by combining those three tests, we be able to demonstrate that if your hearing is getting worse, then your balance is worse and the risk of falling is higher.
So this one right now, we do have some markers that are on the bathtub rims, and we also put them on the person. So that helps us detect where they are in space. We also use sensors called EMG, electromyography, so we can see how much their physical exertion is in their muscles when they're reacting. So sometimes you can do things like you can grasp a handrail, but it's a lot of effort for you. So we want to know the difference between grabbing onto something that's, easier versus more challenging for you. We do have a new motion capture system coming in that will be markerless, so they won't have to wear the markers on their body. We'll just put the markers in the environment. Stairs, bathtubs, treadmills, just open space. It's been a hill before. It's been an oil rig before, so really it's just a modifiable space. It's called stair lift. With stairs, we started with things like changing stair dimensions and putting it on the motion piece, and then shaking it before we're going down the stairs to see how different dimensions of stairs affected people's risk of falling. We looked at stair dimensions, handrails. You guys come on in. Squeeze on in. So, stair dimensions, stair coverings like carpet, tread materials like glass versus wood, handrail dimensions, tread edge highlighters, different disabilities like visual, like cataracts on your eyes, or from stairs and handrails to bathtubs, and we've spent the past few years evaluating grab bars. So grab bars are one of the most effective tools for staying safe in the bathroom for people of all ages. You should all have one. You should all have two. One at the entry and one along the back wall of your bathtub. So we have done things like look at where the most effective location for grab bars are, how hard do people pull on them, does that change if they're expecting to use it versus if we slip them while they're exiting the bathtub and they have to grab it unexpectedly. How effective are the temporary grab bars? And one of them is not very effective, so just get a permanent one. We are moving on to friction, so we are looking at things like the dimensions of the bathtub room and how that affects your likelihood of slipping as you're getting into and out of the bathtub. Or if you're doing different tasks like reaching down to wash your feet, or if you have things like a bath mat or decals in your bathtub that are supposed to prevent slipping, are they actually effective? So those are some of the things that we do in here, and we take that information back to groups like the National Building Code, Canadian Standards Association, and Accessibility Standards Canada, and help them design more effective codes and standards.
Yes.
What about after one season?
Yes, they said what we can do to receive feedback.
These virtual environments training with
We have a few different engines that they're running. What we're moving to almost entirely these days is Unreal. So it's just a gaming engine. It used to be all on OpenSceneGraph, which is just an open source gaming engine. Built on top of that, there are software packages that we're using, at least in this lab, that sort of ease the building of spaces, where you lay out the road networks and stuff. Because there's kind of two databases here. There's what you see, but there's also the road information, like your GPS system knows about what the lanes are and what are the rules around those lanes. Can you turn left from this lane or turn right? So all that logical information is built into an entirely separate map to help the traffic get around.
Are you not anybody driving car? I watch.
You wouldn't want to do that. You say that now, but if there was someone driving the car and you're standing here, you'll probably follow it.
Oh, okay.
Having the world like drive past in the dome while you're standing there is very disruptive to the balance.
Oh.
Because you use your eyes for balance a lot. So having that like big visual flow going past, you'll.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Which is why we can use the motion system out of this thing. And then the car spins on a turntable inside the dome as well. So there's a lot of motion that can happen. But if you think in terms of like a car driving in the real world, it's going to cover hundreds of kilometers if you go for a long drive. Whereas this thing, it's still going to stay within this route that we have the motion system. It's going to move a bit, but it's only going to move a meter and come back. Which you might think, say, oh, it's not going to feel anything like the road. But because you use the motion and your vision to tell you what you're moving, to give you the sensation of acceleration. So as you accelerate forward or brake or go around curves, so to give you that feeling.
You should use the extra money, which we are funding.
I should.
But at $500 an hour, that's an expensive test.
Well, the actual testing